Today it is anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Frankly, it's even anybody.
True.
With all your fine targeting also, you simply can't tell who's consuming that at that particular moment. So all the action is on the phone.
Hi Ramesh, welcome to Brand Studio Live.
Hello.
To start off, you've had a very interesting career trajectory from a creative agency to direct marketing. Tell us about the journey. How has it been?
Well, creative, and you could say a very creative agency, namely Trikaya Grey in the 80s, which was at its peak.
Right.
I went to New York to orient ourselves because we were getting into an affiliation, Trikaya and Grey. And then I realized there's really nothing in advertising left for us to discover because Trikaya was doing very well.
Why was it so?
Because Grey was more of a business-oriented agency and Trikaya was already in the nadir of creative.
Okay.
So I didn't have anything to learn. In fact, we had something to share. Proud to say that. So that's when they said that, okay, then why don't you look at our direct marketing division? I said, what is direct marketing? This is 1991, 29 years ago. 1987 actually.
Okay.
And then I got the bug and I set up my own company 29 years ago. That was the transition. Because this is suddenly very accountable. Suddenly we had answers. You remember that old adage, is this half glass of water, is it half full or half empty?
Right.
It's been used often. In direct, we never had that conundrum. We knew exactly what was happening, which campaigns would work, because we could, measure it.
Right.
So that grabbed me, and so I moved from creative to direct marketing.
So how different is direct marketing in the digital age from when you started your career?
I call it today literally my catchphrase. I also teach in colleges, is there's a renaissance. And the word renaissance means a renewed interest in direct marketing. The strategic principles of direct are extremely applicable in the digital age. But what I think happened in the last 4 years is people missed the wood for the trees. They thought digital meant the consumers have completely gone offline. True to a part, but where? Let's take news consumption. Today, when I go to bed, whether I'm a millennial or a 70-year-old, I look at the phone for one last time, I get an alert, and if I think it's something I need to pass on, I pass on to my friends. So yes, I don't need the newspaper to give me the news, I'm getting it on the fly.
Right.
But marketing communication, that's not something I'm looking up. That's not something I'm getting engaged with. There's far too much happening. There's too much of static. And earlier we used to say your newspaper ad is only as good as it being wrapped up, fish being wrapped up in it the next day. So we still had a 24-hour shelf life. Newspaper yesterday's ad and now. This is not 24 milliseconds. So I think there is nothing which has changed. Consumers haven't grown horns. The fundamentals are the same. If you have an interesting proposition, they will look at it. But they don't look at advertising. So you have to have some techniques, some strategies which compel them to get engaged with you.
Can you give us examples?
Plenty. And the thing which comes to my mind is anything like let's say in the case of a shopping brand,
Right.
like Shoppers Stop. You ultimately want to drive them to the store or you want to drive them online. But that moment when they're looking at a merchandise, it has to create that connect, whether they're seeing it as a banner ad, whether they're seeing it on their phones as a meme, as a forward, or they're seeing it in the newspaper or on a OH medium. It's what the brand speaks to you that compels you. So a lot of people are using digital now as a cheaper form of advertising. There's a lot of quantity of content. The quality of content is surprisingly low. The old brand principles.
So you are saying because of the quantity, the quality has taken a hit?
Certainly.
Okay.
Because there's so much to produce, there's only that much little time. We used to agonize over campaigns. I'm not saying you can do the same things that you were using before. There are ways to adapt. But today it's like some junior level person, kar do yaar, ek design kar do, raat ko bejna hai. Kar do, raat ko bejna hai simply means something pretty looking. No doubt there's a minimum standard of beauty in your design and out it goes. I think a strategic bias is missing, and I think creative thinking is sorely missing in the digital age of advertising.
Interesting viewpoint. Okay, so digital marketing is evolving at a very rapid pace. Tell us about the newest ways to target the right audience and reduce noise in this communication.
There's only one way. It is a phone. Because today it is anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Frankly, it's even anybody.
True.
With all your fine targeting also, you simply can't tell who's consuming that at that particular moment. So all the action is on the phone. So I think we have to reorientate our thinking entirely to how to create the engagement in that small real estate, which is in the hand. And a lot of interesting work is happening. There are new technologies, there are pop-ups, there is video, of course, which is a big thing.
Right.
So that's the way to beat the current clutter.